Hi, I'm Willie Mayette from PianoWithWillie.com. Welcome to this mini course. All right, this is what I'm calling the 4-step standards mini course. Why 4 steps? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to go through 4 different steps. Right. The first step that we're going to do is we're going to start with basically how do you read a standard. So when you take a look at a fake book, how do you just get some basic sounds out of that? Well, actually, the sounds are a little bit more than basic. You'll see when we get into the lesson how nice these sounds really are. And you're also going to see just how easy they are to make these really nice sounding arrangements. But basically, I'm looking at a standard or a piece of music for the first time. What can I do with that? All right, so that's what we're going to be doing in this first step. All right, other steps are going to include reharmonization. So how can we start to reharmonize a song? How do I accompany myself or other musicians? So if I want to sing this song, how do I, what do I do? How do I accompany myself? And then of course, finally, improvisation. What we're going to do is we're going to use the same song for all 4 steps, all right, so that you get to see how the song starts to progress and how we can evolve throughout this song and do different things at different phases and different steps. Now, the reason I'm doing this mini course, I normally do these 8-10-week courses, but a small subset of students take advantage of those courses, okay? Because it's very limited. There's only so much room, and they sell out. So I can only get so many students into the course at one time. So I want to do one of these mini courses so that you could see how much fun these courses are. Now, I got to be honest with you. I do some bad teaching, right? I'm a bad teacher on these courses, and I'm going to tell you why I'm a bad teacher. Because I give you too much information. Right? Hands down, there's too much information. Typically, if you were studying with me privately, I'd give you a little bit of information, and then which would translate to probably about 10 minutes of video, all right? 10 minutes of one of my videos gives you like that's your week's worth of information to practice, okay? Definitely. Like 10, 15 minutes, you got it, like you could practice that just for the week. In the courses, I get maybe a little overzealous. I get a little bit overambitious, but there's a reason for it. There is a reasoning why I do it. What I should do is just give you 15 minutes of video and that's it, all right? And then say, okay, now practice this, this, and this, and then I will post some more video next week. The reason that I don't do that is because there are all different levels of players. Even if you tell me you're a beginner level player, chances are you might actually even be at an intermediate level, because we always tend to say, oh no, I really can't play that well. And then it's like you sit down like, what do you mean you can't play that well? You just play that great, right? So we have all different levels of players, right? So I want to be able to make sure that an intermediate or advanced level player has something to do as well, something to gain out of the lesson. I also don't know how much you're going to practice. If you practice just 1 day a week, well then yeah, sure, then the amount of material that I put into the course or even this mini course is going to seem like, whoa, this is way too much. But the third reason is that in the courses, we let you download the videos. So you can keep this video, you can keep this video and go on, just watch it over and over and over and over again, all right, for months on end. So you can really soak up all of the information. So like I said, yes, it's bad teaching. I should just show you 15 minutes of video, but you know what? I want to give you as much as I possibly can. I love to teach. I wasn't even planning on this lesson. This first step was going to take this as much time as it did, but I'm getting into it. I'm like, you can tell I'm passionate about this stuff. I love music. I love teaching music, and I love to see students progress, and I love hearing your stories about how, man, I was here, and now, boo, I'm here. I'm off the screen, literally, okay? That's great. That makes me feel really good about what it is that I'm doing, and most of all, it makes me feel good about what you're doing, all right? So, sorry for all the information, all right? There's a lot of information here to cover. Take it step by step, all right? Take it in pieces, all right? If it's too much for you, don't feel as though, oh man, I should be getting all of this. No, it might actually take you several weeks. Now, since this mini course is going to be part of the site, you can watch this video, for weeks on end, okay? So you don't have to just get it all done in the first week. Comes step 2, all right, or week 2 of the course, we're going to bump up the intensity level, and that's where we'll get into some reharmonization. Step 3, all right, which will be week 3 of the course, is going to be where we're talking about, okay, if you're going to accompany yourself, Donald, this one's for you, all right? You're accompanying yourself or accompanying another musician, boom, this is what you do. And of course, step 4 is going to be what? Improvisation. We're going to learn how to improvise over a song. We're going to use George Gershwin, George and Ira Gershwin's Someone to Watch Over Me, beautiful standard. Right? As I said at the very end of the first week's course here, I said, you know, even if you're a rock player, gospel player, blues player, listen to the very last chapter at the end. You'll hear me explain it. But there's a lot of information here that you can utilize in your own playing. You could take back to your own style, if you will. All right. So don't feel as though, oh, it's just for jazz players. No. This information is good for everybody, and I definitely suggest that you take a look at it and look for those little nuggets that you could take back to your playing. All right, so that's it. I'm excited to get started. Let's get going on the course, and we'll start talking about melody and fingering.